Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. This is actually the second video I'm doing today, and that's rare for me. I don't think I've ever done two in one day. But after doing the video on the body double, I just thought, gee, everything I've been talking about since I started this channel, all the events are starting to come together. Everything's coming to a head. And I think we're going to see what I've been saying all along. I think we're in the midst of huge events right now. And I'm going to go over it. I'm going to tell you all about it. Everything I've been saying all along. I mean, go back and look at my videos. Is Life Imitating Art? King Charles III. I have always said that I thought he wouldn't last longer than 2 years on the throne, and that there would be a seminal event that causes him to step down. And I've also always said, that I think along with the events that would trigger this is also huge persuasion and influence and pushing by William. I think William is not necessarily a nemesis of Charles, but I believe for a long time, many years in fact, that William has not seen eye to eye with Charles, now the king, on a number of topics, and more, William has been exerting his influence. And I've always said, William's ruthless. I get that kind of impression of him. People do say he's got quite the temper. We know he has lots of different opinions about things than his father does, from the way the monarchy should be run, from his role, from what to do about Andrew, what to do about Harry and Meghan and that whole thing. He's far less generous in spirit towards those rogue royals than the king is. So, I've always said that. There's going to be an event. The king's going to step down. William, in some capacity, is going to be behind that, making that happen, exerting that power, and usurping the throne, perhaps prematurely, from his father. That's what I believe is going on right now. And now, another piece of the pie, folks, is Harry and Meghan. What's happening with them and Andrew? And how are these problems going to be addressed? I have talked so long, Harry and Meghan, the Soho House connection, Meghan's connection to Andrew and Andrew's connection to Epstein, and they're all running in the same circles, and there's a series of events where they all cross paths, and who knew who first, and how did Meghan know Eugenie, and how did she meet Andrew before she knew Harry, and what exactly was her role at Soho House, and where does Marcus Anderson fit in my video, Who is Marcus Anderson? I have been talking about this and laying out the connections again and again and again for a very long time. In one of my more recent videos, Let's Play a Game, I yet again lay out all the connections between all the principal players, and what's happening now is a judge has ruled that transcripts from Jeffrey Epstein's original trial in Florida, some of the documents which have been released but have been highly redacted, we do know that Andrew was mentioned in those. Well, now a whole lot more documents are going to be released in the public interest, and they are not going to be of a redacted nature. We're going to see it all. And within those thousands of pages, we are going to see Prince Andrew's names in those thousands of pages. We are going to see Meghan Markle's name, because don't you remember when Virginia Giuffre wanted to bring suit against her lawyer? Actually said, well, we can call Meghan Markle, we can depose Meghan Markle, because we believe that she has information. She knows something. How would she know something? Because they already know from the original documents that weren't released yet that her name is in there. The connection's already been made between all the principal characters. And I've done that, and I've laid it out for you. This is what's happening, and this is going to be just like the death knell for Andrew. He's finished. Meghan and Harry, they both have shady government connections that they just may be able to rebound in some fashion or capacity and remain protected for a certain period of time. Doesn't mean things are going to get any easier for them, and it doesn't mean there's ever going to be a gateway back to the royal family, because with William running the show, he's running the show now. He'll never allow them back. I think things are going to get pretty rough for Meghan and Harry, and I think Andrew's days in Royal Lodge are numbered. I don't think he's going to be there that much longer. It's not like he's going to be homeless, but it'll be a big blow to his ego when William sets out the rules. So, now, we got to talk about Kate. Abdominal surgery. End of December. We last saw her on the 26th or something like that, right around that Christmas service. And then, after that, supposedly she was popped right into the hospital in a planned surgery. But, I mean, you can have an emergency event one day and they plan your emergency surgery the next day because they can't do it right, something like that. How planned it was. The fact that they had to break their calendars for this, it was not anything that they had anticipated even 3 weeks before it happened. So how planned is planned. Certainly something's happened. Was she ever really in the hospital? We don't know. Is she well? Is she infirm? We don't know. We do know that wasn't her in the car. Doesn't look like her. In a back grid. You know? Stooping to those kind of tactics, thinking, a grainy photo. It just stupid, ridiculous. It was a badly played stunt to try to placate people. Definitely there's something going on behind the scenes. Now, we heard, we wouldn't see her till at least after Easter. That's still another month away. And what does after Easter mean? I mean, the Department of Defense has come out today and said that indeed we will see Kate at Trooping of the Color in June. As she's going to inspect the troops or something or other. She's head of a regiment, and they announced today as part of their planning, whatever, that she indeed was going to be present there. So, from now till June, that's a hell of a way from Easter. They said we wouldn't see her till after Easter, so that's not wrong. Is this going to be the first time we see her after Easter, June? What's going on that it's potentially taken her out of view for 6 months? Could be all kinds of things. I have some ideas. I have some thoughts. We'll get to that another time. To wait and see what happens just a little bit longer. But, yeah. So I think what we're seeing is the time loop closing in on Harry and Meghan. The Soho House connection is going to be blown wide open for public consumption. The king is stepping down due to pressure from William. And I mean, this is going to sound crazy. It's going to sound batshit crazy. Like I've said before in other videos, myth and monarchy seem to go hand in hand in the history of the British Isles. From dukes to dragons to swords and stones and magicians behind the scenes. We are watching the rise of King Arthur. That's right. Did you know that both Charles and William have Arthur in their names? Charles Philip Arthur George. William's full name? William Arthur Philip Louis. The mythology, and I've talked about it before, and it's just kind of crazy, and it's one of those things that make you go, wow. That's nutty. I believe that William will be Arthur. Let's look back a little bit at some history. The whole royal family seems to, their mythology, can trace their lineage back to the time of Christ. So far as they will tell you, the divine right to rule. yet they're intertwined with this mythology and the Welsh dragons, and you go anywhere around London or anything, you see gargoyles and dragons and all this mythology that is bred in the bone in the British Isles. And this is why he can succeed as King Arthur, because we've been fed this mythology since the moment Diana married Charles. That mythology, that fairy tale, oh my gosh. And even when things went bad, and you go and you watch the Martin Bashir interview that aired on Panorama in the BBC, the one that Bashir coaxed her into doing by nefarious, illegal tactics, and has never been prosecuted for, by the way. In that interview, she stated that Charles should never be king. He's not suited, but that it was to be William. And her role, she said, I will be his Merlin. She will be his magician. She will be his advisor. She will be his touchstone behind the scenes. And then we look at Diana's death. You want to talk about symbolism. Wow. Diana was buried in a temple, in a tree grove, on an island, in a lake. The Lady of the Lake. The royal family has always been part myth, part reality, rituals we don't understand going back thousands of years, lore that we've never heard, everything down through the ages that they learn because of their station in life. Their reality is much different than yours and mine. And I think we're seeing a huge event, a series of events culminating in the rise of King Arthur. Let's wait and see what happens. That's what I'm thinking. I want to hear what you have to say. Please leave me comments, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.